champion freestyle battle rapper just walked into one of the toughest poker tournaments on the planet and walked out with $12 million. Alejandro Lococo, better known as Papo MC, faced off against the world's greatest poker players in the 500k Triton Million, an event that attracts the sharpest minds in the game. But here's the twist. Lococo has never studied poker in his entire life.
I don't run solver sims, I don't study. I just try to play my best game in every situation.
Unlike most high-stakes pros who study charts and solvers to make decisions, Papo plays by instinct.
I'm not a professional poker player who is studying 8 hours each day.
His playstyle is aggressive, fearless, and unpredictable, capable of huge bluffs and playing unconventional hands that confuses even the best players into making mistakes, outplaying legends like Alex Foxen, Stephen Chidwick, and Ben Heath to claim one of the most prestigious titles in poker and his first ever WSOP bracelet. So, how did Papo MC pull it off? Let's break it down and find out. This Triton Million event isn't just another poker tournament, it's one of the most prestigious and exclusive events in the world, with a buy-in that costs more than a Rolls Royce and attracts a mix of top pros and wealthy amateurs. The tournament drew 96 entries, but only 17 would make the money. With such high stakes and the field packed with legends, many assumed that amateurs wouldn't stand a chance. But as day one unfolded, it became clear that one underdog was here to shake things up.
The hand's over and done with in 2 minutes.
Yeah, Mike is, it's just fun having him at the table. Even in a real, he just plays fast and, oh, here we go. Queen Jack off, little squeeze in position. This could be a three-way pot because Elton's hand is big enough and they're deep enough. They're like 100 blinds. Elton might not give this one up at 3.5 to 1.
100 big blinds deep. Man, Lococo finding it on the Jack 8-5. 2 hearts, top pair. Really nice board texture for him in the sense that there's only one overcard to Elton's 9s that perhaps get curious for one street. Let's see if the Argentine can extract some value.
Yeah, he's in position, top pair. He should be able to get at least one street. Will always depend on the run out and bet sizings as to whether or not it's more, but yeah, it's hard to see Elton going away.
Been pretty consistent as well, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, hello. 4 of spades on the turn.
I think Lococo's check back chances go up in a three-way pot.
That's true.
Yeah. And Elton might think he has the best hand here. I wouldn't be surprised to see him find some kind of block type bet. He's beating hands like ace-8 suited and ace-5, ace-4, ace-3 suited that all might find calls. And if he's losing, he's probably facing a value bet against every hand except 10s, right? So it's a spot where maybe you size it yourself and try to get some value against the weaker parts of your opponent's range. Elton comes with check, which also not unreasonable.
Question is what hands would we be targeting? Specifically 9s and 10s. We block ace, queen of hearts that potentially hero call. It's a sizable bet as well, Holy crap. 330 into 450.
But interesting. And Elton's in a tough spot.
Look at Elton just staring Lococo down.
If Lococo's nervous.
Trying to get a read. Lococo getting the max there on the river. 1.1 million chip pot.
Lococo had a great start to day one, but the next day was when he truly would find his rhythm. On day 2, Lococo put on a dominant performance, starting with eliminating one of the best players in the world, Justin Bonomo. But he didn't stop there. With 18 players left, he eliminated Hustler Casino Live owner Ryan Feldman, bursting the money bubble.
Will Feldman find the help he needs? No!
This elimination was a statement. Papo MC wasn't here to just survive, he was here to win. By the end of day 2, he was one of the chip leaders and everyone knew his name, but day 3 would bring an entirely new level of challenges. Day 3 began with 14 players, but quickly narrowed down to the final 9 after a whirlwind of eliminations, including poker titans like Stephen Chidwick, Adrian Mateos, and Chance Cornuth.
He flicks it in, and he gets shown the nightmare. Hasta la vista.
And just like that, the final table was set.
Our final 9.
Battling for 12 million and change.
Lococo was now up against 8 of the toughest pros in the game, but this is where Alejandro thrives. The pressure, the stakes, it only fuels his aggressive, unpredictable style. With his dark hoodie and a baseball cap covering his face, Papo MC took the stage looking like an Argentinian bee rabbit, ready for his biggest battle yet. However, he knew he couldn't just be reckless. He had to be calculated and deliberate with his strategy. Like a lion stalking its prey, Alejandro sat back, waiting for the precise moment to strike. Then, as 3 players fell without him playing a single hand, that moment arrived, and the spotlight shifted entirely to Papo MC. Lococo seized the opportunity with fearless aggression, pulling off bold moves like free bet squeezing versus the 2 biggest stacks at the table.
How about this man on your screens? Alejandro Lococo, ace deuce of hearts, maybe thinking of doing something. Throws out a time extension, does have an open and a flat in front of him. Like 2 stacks that have him covered. Oh, he's reaching for chips. That is a 3-bet to 4.5 million. It's going to get rid of Unlu, and I think it's going to get rid of Dvoras. And a very well executed 3-bet.
As he started stacking chips, his opponent struggled to adjust. Lococo's chaotic style allowed his strong hands to get paid off as the pros made huge hero calls in spots where most would fold.
Timothy Adams, Nicky P.
Oh, mystery hand.
Here we go. Good luck figuring this one out, ladies and gents. 20 effective, going to the flop. Just shy of 3 million out there. Couple of clubs, Heath with the 7 of clubs in hand.
It's a board that Heath definitely has a range advantage. His particular hand is one of the hands that likes checking almost the most in his range. Still going to bet it, looks like.
Continues for 25%. A bunch of gut shots out there. Some 1 club hands. King 10, king of clubs or something that they...
Those are all reasonable. Some of them might even find check raise, I think, Henry. It's hard to say. I mean, Lococo is the covering stack. He's going to lead this, which is... I'm not sure if this is a thing. I mean, normally in these spots, you find the big blind leading maybe a deuce, because Ben really can't even have a deuce, or an 8, since Lococo definitely has more deuce or 8x as the big blind defense. But I'm not sure that he has more queen x. But Lococo doesn't care. He's leading anyway. And not a great spot as Ben, but he feels like it's enough to call once. Oh, wow, it's a club. But Ben has a club, so he's blocking some club flushes.
Struggling to think of natural bluffs here. Maybe like a 9-10 with like a 10 with a club and a spade. I don't know. I'm stretching.
Yeah, I mean, any of the inside gutters, any backdoor spades that played this way, I mean, they're the very natural bluffs that have equity. You know, again, it would be really nice for Lococo here if he's going to fire big to have a club in his hand, but, you know, he doesn't need to.
A lot of fumbling of the chips, by the way. Just
yeah.
does eventually fire out a bet of 5 million. You see a rare kind of grimace and flick of the wrist there from Ben Heath, almost as if to say, like, what are you doing, pal? Like,
let me give you a live read, Henry. Here's my read. I feel like if he's bluffing, he's less likely to like spend all this time trying to get the exact amount of chips, right? Because you think, oh, I can't look. I feel like he's less likely to be bluffing. That's just my feel. Although they did make it a mystery hand, and we're talking about the Loco one, so that's like immediately I feel dumb saying that. But
he's made the call.
Queen,
and Lococo has trips. Heath down to 4 bigs.
Boom. Man, you got to put me in these. Look, do you like that? I even called that he had trip queens.
To everyone's surprise but his own, Lococo was now the chip leader.
He wants that Triton trophy, and he wants that coveted WSOP gold bracelet, and he is currently the favorite to do so.
With massive pay jumps between 5th and 2nd place, and players desperate to avoid elimination, he could now use his aggressive playstyle to put max pressure on the smaller stacks, using his chip lead like a weapon. What followed was one of the most dominant final table performances of all time, starting with eliminating the next 3 players.
10-7 of clubs for Lococo. Teammate at 2.4. Talvidier digs in with King Jack, finds himself a flush draw on an 8-6-4 board, while Lococo has a double gutter, but no heart. $1.8 million chip follow through, 2 overs in, the Jack of Hearts. Doubtful that Elias is going to be going anywhere.
No, and I expect him to call as opposed to anything else, especially not against Lococo with the chip lead.
The ice is so thin beneath our feet when we venture out into the wilderness that is playing versus Lococo. Top pair now for Talvidier on the turn.
Massive card for Talvidier. One of the things I was wondering is, like, will Lococo be able to win this pot by bluffing? And very unlikely now. A blind versus blind situation. Talvidier has just turned top pair to the board. You know, Andy has a little heart backup, so doesn't seem like there's going to be many paths to Lococo winning this pot.
Well, he's going to have to do so in non-heart form, one would imagine, as he barrels once more, 3.6 now.
I mean, now with Talvidier, this is a dicey spot if it's not a king. Like, imagine a queen or a deuce that's not a heart. Very dicey spot, but having hit the king, just a really comfortable call by Talvidier in position. Oh.
What on earth was just delivered from the heavens to Lococo? The 9 of spades to give him the nut straight.
They only have about 2/3 pot to play. So it's yeah, all in is a bet that makes sense. I mean, you're beating everything but a flush.
My God, how much does Talvidier hate this? You've got the big stack with a reputation.
Ace-5. Yeah, it's call is pretty normal. Lococo has more than the rest combined, 96 million. He has 56 million, so the other players have about 40.
Listen, they've all got less than 20 bigs, and he's got 70. And on top of that, he's got jacks. Clicks. Who wants some? Divorce with ducks.
This is an interesting spot. So Lococo should be min-raising a kind of polar range because he's going to be able to just open jam quite a bit. So this is obviously part of the good part. He should have some raised folds. Let's see what if DeForest what he decides. Yeah, he's gonna take the chance.
No.
Ooh.
Set of jacks. Divorce is all but cooked. Running deuces. The only savior. Instead, Lococo makes jacks full.
You're going to be at least a 3-1 favorite against anything, probably more.
So, Unlu finds Jack 5 and decides, now I can wait no longer. Media, friends, family, all gather round the rail to see what's in store here. Queen 8-7. King high. Still best. It's up the gut shot, straight draw. Jack,
Just one to come.
9-5. That's what it's going to take. And instead, the board pairs with a 7.
Armed with a massive chip lead, Papo MC was now just one elimination away from making history. But standing in his way was Ben Heath, one of the best no-limit hold'em players in the world, and he was not about to go down without a fight.
Well, Lococo has jammed, given that Heath slipped to 7 big blinds coming into this pot. Jack 5 of diamonds is what emboldens him. And King 7 snaps behind Heath. Taking a swig, 12.8 million in the middle. Weight of the moment, even for someone with the experience of Heath and Lococo, cannot be overstated. Queen 3 deuce. Heath holds, closing his eyes, trying to channel some sort of help to the turn. The ace qualifies as he does add 4 outs. End things here. No.
With that crucial double up, the British high-stakes pro was hoping to mount one of the greatest comebacks in poker history. But then came the defining moment of the tournament for Lococo.
It feels like you then have to have a person who every hand is coming in and doing that kind of...
No, maybe we motorize it, man. You know what I mean? We got budget.
Good luck getting that custom table. Or I guess, yeah, maybe there's going to be the one custom
Put
table.
on a little RC car or something like that, you know?
Okay.
Those things can be twitchy, though. All of a sudden, you know, zzz, it's a little too far, then you got to back it up, and then it gets weird.
Well, here we are, all in, and Ben Heath, it's a pretty big advantage.
Ace King against King Deuce. Lococo finds the deuce. This is an unbelievable feat that could be punctuated by this hand here.
Heath's ace-king seemed destined to bring him back into contention, but a deuce on the flop sealed his fate, and just like that, it was over.
In this match, no! I know he isn't Argentinian, but in the words of Pitbull, dale.
Alejandro Lococo, a rapper, an underdog, a disruptor, had just won $12 million and his first WSOP bracelet. But this wasn't just a win, it was a statement. In a world where poker is dominated by solvers and math, Alejandro reminded everyone what poker is truly about. It's not just cards and chips, it's people, instincts, and the courage to go against the grain.